Boom. I just made a video which I have titled currently 3 field tested archetype slash mantras that worked. And in that video, I said that I would share more about Shiva at the end of the video, which I forgot to do. So this is a part 2 of that video where I'm going to share more about Shiva. And particularly, I'm going to give a mantra and how it's helped with integration after this intense month and a half to 3 weeks, month and 3 weeks, almost 2 months of very intense culmination of work that I've been doing for years, which kind of came to a head and facing a lot of the unconscious. So back in Mexico where I'm residing, I'm begun the integration process, and still, even when I got back, integrating a lot of what I've experienced and almost still going through it in a way, but in a different way where it's the final throes of it, so to speak. This Shiva came in at this part and point to bring the peace, because there was a lot of, whenever you're doing work that is that intense, it kicks up a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that really disturbs and disrupts the peace. So prior to the retreat, I've been meditating for years, and even just before, I could meditate just at any second, drop in, and I would be just totally still and peaceful, for lack of better terminology. Quiet, content, harmonious, etc. But after kicking up all that stuff in such an intense way, it was very hard. I would say very difficult to find that peace, because it's always going. It's sort of like I opened a door to something inside of me that you couldn't just put it back. It had to be released. It had to be processed. And this Shiva came in and finally gave this peace that had been missing for a long time since starting this experience, in such a profound and tangible way that it was almost, how do I put it, obnoxious in such a positive way of how much they were trying. And not trying is not the right word, but how much they would show up. And so what came to me, now I'm going to give this mantra. I don't necessarily know if I have permission to give the mantra. I don't think it's on YouTube. I haven't seen it anywhere else. It's probably out there somewhere, but it came to me and I'm going to share it with you. I am assuming those who watch this video, and with the blessings to receive this, maybe it's right for you. Definitely can give it a shot if you feel the call. The mantra is Shivam Arul. Shivam Arul, 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 Shivam Arul. And like this, you keep rolling this mantra, speaking it and or thinking it. And what this mantra has done for me is miracles. One of the miracles has been peace. Some of the miracles also has bringing certain information into my field, which I shared about in a YouTube short today, or recently, on how to make this final pivot and bring the closure to this whole thing, which I will recap very shortly here, which is, instead of resisting negative thoughts and negative emotions, worry, fear, anger, jealousy, whatever it is, you pivot and you reverse them. So instead of fighting against them, like, oh, let me get this negative thought out, or let me just look at that and just, oh, I gotta fight it and I gotta remove it. Instead of doing that, which actually can feed it and make it grow stronger, is you instead focus on what you do want instead. Now, I know it sounds simple, we've all heard it, but when you're really doing this stuff and you have your emotions and mind are on the line in such an intense way, where to the point where it's unbearable to even stay in that state any longer, the stuff that works and the stuff that doesn't work really becomes very clear. So this is what worked and what works for me. and I'm sharing it as an offering that it may work for you, those of you who are watching this video. This Shivam Arul brought this in my field. It also has started to manifest a joy, an inner joy and happiness that has been very fleeting over the past couple months. And as you know, from those who are into manifestation, who are very observant and watching and acknowledging that the inner becomes the outer, that the outer world is simply a reflection, and that we are continuously jumping timelines based on our state of being, where moment by moment, different versions of people, different versions of the place and energy within and around you is showing up differently based on your state of being. So, in other words, your inner happiness and inner joy is vital for manifesting that joy and happiness on the outside. The Shivam Arul is one that has been so powerful that it has really compelled me to make this video in the hopes that even one person can have this mantra or use this or benefits from this. It's totally worth it as an offering, as a way to say thank you to this energy for helping me, paying it forward. So I think I'll stop it here, but if you have any questions or you have any comments, feedback, please leave them underneath this video as always, and wishing you the best. God bless. Shivam Arul Om.